Sissy, we're going to learn how to add images to a gallery. First, you're going to need to log in to WordPress. You'll probably need to reset your password from the email I sent. When you get in, you'll be in the dashboard and you'll see all this stuff. You might not see all this stuff over on the left because I think I have almost everybody set as an editor except for Sean. And that's to make things less confusing. So what you'll do is you'll go here to Cultivars, click on All Cultivars, and you see there's 2,502 items, 13 pages. First thing you want to do is go to your screen options up here in the upper right hand corner and change the number of items per page to 200. And that just gives us fewer pages to have to wade through. Now, in order to find the cultivars that actually have images, I've added an additional category. So what you'll do is come to this drop down and click on Brugmansia Gallery and then go Filter. And that'll take a second. Now we're down to 1,483 items and 8 pages. And we've started, because of the way these go in alphabetically, we've started towards the end. And you see Sean and I have already populated all of these. Once the images are in and a featured image is in, you'll see a picture. So I think we've gotten through 7 and 8. So I'm going to go back. And yeah, these are done. So let's go back to page 6. There we go. It looks like some random things are done here. So I'm just going to start at the top of the page. And what we have here is Everlasting Ruby. And I'm going to click on Edit in a new tab. That way I don't lose my place. What I get is the editor for this particular plant. And I also want to have another tab open. So I'm going to do that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy the URLs for the images. Close that because I don't need it. I don't need this. I don't need any of this. I'm going to get all that out of the way and pull what I want to work on right up here to the top. And I'm just going to pop these URLs in here for a second. Oops. I didn't copy them for some reason. Okay. Pop these in here. And I'm on a Mac, so it's a little bit more difficult on a Mac. It's a little easier on a Windows computer. What you'll do is you'll just highlight this on a Windows and drag it down to where you want it. And you need everything there from the / gallery all the way to the ending JPEG. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, cut, and paste. If I were on a Windows, I could just drag it down and I'd be done. But I'm not. So I've got to do it the hard way. And I made 4, but there's only 3 in this particular cultivar, so I'm going to just get rid of that one. Okay. It's very important to remove the spaces. You can't have spaces, and I'll show you why in a minute. I guess I could show you why right now, but I need this. This is going to be the featured image. So what I'm going to do is go to the other page I had open and just paste that. And that'll bring up that featured image. Okay. Now I want the name of the cultivar. I'm going to save the image as. Let me find the new featured image. I've been saving them here. So I'm going to name that Everlasting Ruby. And there's a couple reasons for doing that. Number one is none of these images have ever been named, so that makes it kind of hard to search these on Google or anywhere else. So now that we have at least the featured image named, it'll be better for everybody in the world, including people who own the website and people searching for these particular plants. And when you get a lot of images in there, let me show you that again. I don't have a lot in this particular folder, but when you get a lot of images in there, it's still going to be hard, even with it named. So you just paste in the name and it comes right up. And then you see the title is there. We're going to leave the title alone, but I'm going to put Brugmansia. Then we have the proper name. Then I'm just going to paste that here and here and set the featured image. It's going to be the same as this image, but they won't show in the same place. This featured image allows it to populate in the gallery so that it shows up in that particular area. If we don't have that featured image, it's not going to show up. And the reason I did it this way is because you have so many cultivars that don't have pictures, and we don't want those populating in the gallery area. Okay, so now we've got all these named, and that actually looks a lot better than not being named. Okay, once you've done all that, you just update. And then you view the cultivar. And they all open in the light box. And everything is wonderful. Okay? Then close that. Get rid of it. Because you don't want it to be confused with the next one you're doing. So now I'm going to open this exotic variegated pink. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come down here. My cultivar info up. Paste all these URLs here. I'm going to add. And being an editor and administrator, you have the ability to add additional images, but we're only allowing people to upload 4. I want to make sure we've got the right images. Let me do that again. Okay. Okay, that looks like it's right. Okay. And you just copy and paste. And I keep forgetting to cut. Copy. It's going to be on a Windows computer. That would be Control C, Control X, and Control V. Now, I'm going to leave a space in this one just so you can see what happens if you don't remove those spaces. And then we'll fix it. So, let's go. And you need to remove the spaces in the front and the back. This image is a little large for a featured image in my opinion, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I can fix those later. The name of this cultivar is Exotic Variegated Pink, so I'm going to save this image as Exotic Variegated Pink. Okay. Then I come over to the featured image, I upload that file. Paste that in there. There it is. Open. And it's going to take a while. It's a pretty big image. It's way too big, but I'll fix it later. Okay, then I copy that. Put it in there. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Put it in the title and the description. Now, you remember I said that I was leaving a blank or a space here. See what happened when I saved? It added this because the system's going to try to fill in any blank spaces. So it added these little blank codes there. But let's go ahead and update so I can show you why that's not good. Click on View Cultivar. And remember, we left the space in this first one. So we open it in the lightbox. And of course, naturally, it doesn't do it. But any other time, it would. But let me see why it didn't do it. Okay. That's odd because I've seen it happen 100 times. I don't know why it's not happening now. Well, it's not happening. And normally what would happen is it would have a great big space around it. But it's not happening now. Maybe the latest update took care of that, but I still don't like those spaces. So I'm going to take it out. All right. And then once you update that, close it out to go to the next one. I'm looking for one with, we're just going to pretend like this one has some issues. Okay, Exotica Pink. Okay. Sometimes you'll see, instead of, let's get this in here. Instead of JPG, you'll see JPEG. And JPEG is not web friendly. So most of the images that I've already well, all of the images that I've already uploaded to the server, they no longer have that. But you'll see it in the URLs because this is directly from the old database. So if you see JPEG, just take that E out. And it'll work because it's already fixed on the other end. Okay, and this is Exotic Pink. We're going to save that. That's Exotica Pink. Save. And then put in the featured image.
It's 1 o'clock.
Thank you. Open. And it's pretty easy. You just have to put those where they belong for it to work. Tried very hard to import them, but it wouldn't work really without, it wouldn't work at all. But even if it did work, what it would have done was loaded them all into this WordPress framework, which isn't really the best way to do it, simply because the site will get very large and very slow. And even though I have some safeguards against that, it'll still happen. but, it's better to leave those on the server and, just have the featured image in the framework. But the site will get slower as we add more pictures. That'll be, uh, a temporary thing once we move to